chosen one. Close your eyes for a moment and ask yourself, what is your destiny? Have you ever wondered why some people seem to effortlessly rise to success, while others struggle to find their footing? Perhaps you have seen others achieve their dreams, and deep down, you've asked yourself, why not me? What's the secret? It's time to answer that question. The truth is, there is a divine purpose and plan that has been laid out for you from the very beginning. Wealth and success aren't reserved for just a lucky few or those born with special advantages. They are a part of God's plan for you because you are chosen. Think about it. If you're reading this now, it's no coincidence. You have been called to step into a season of abundance. The wealth and success you're seeking are not mere happenstances or the result of luck or even just hard work. They are the natural fruit of your divine calling, the unfolding of your unique destiny. Your wealth is not just a dream waiting to happen. It is already part of God's design for your life. In the world today, wealth and success are often portrayed as something that can only be achieved through sheer effort, strategy, or even luck. We hear countless success stories about people who seemingly came from nothing, who climbed the ladder through determination and grit. And while hard work and perseverance are undoubtedly important, there's another essential ingredient, a divine ingredient that many overlook, the divine purpose that drives you, the calling that has been placed upon your life by God Himself. This is where true wealth comes from. Your alignment with God's plan for your life. You were not created to just scrape by or live in survival mode. You were made for abundance, abundance of peace, abundance of joy, and yes, abundance in financial blessings as well. When you align your efforts with your God-given purpose, success follows naturally. This isn't about achieving wealth just for wealth's sake. It's about stepping into the purpose you were born to fulfill, knowing that as you walk in that purpose, your needs will be met in miraculous ways. The first step is understanding that wealth and success are not random occurrences. They are divinely orchestrated opportunities waiting for you to recognize and claim them. And no, this is not just for the lucky ones, or those who have the right connections. This is for you, because you are chosen. God has a plan for your life that involves prosperity, abundance, and impact. And it's your responsibility to step into it with faith, confidence, and action. The wealth and success you are meant to experience are already laid out for you. It's part of the blueprint God created specifically for you before you were even born. And here's the best part. It's not by chance. You are not living your life by accident. You didn't just stumble upon this path. This is the journey God had intended for you all along. Imagine walking through a door that's been waiting for you, your name written in gold above it. This door is open now, inviting you to walk into the fullness of your divine destiny. But here's the question. Are you ready to step through? God is calling you to something greater than you've ever imagined. His plan for you includes more than just survival. It's about thriving in every area of your life, and that includes your finances. There is no shame in desiring success. In fact, God wants you to succeed so that you can fulfill the higher purpose He's placed in you. The success you're about to experience isn't something you can force or manufacture on your own. It's not just about working harder, hustling endlessly, or waiting for luck to strike. Your success will come naturally when you step into your divine calling. It's about being in alignment with your purpose, aligning your heart with God's will for your life. And when you do, the floodgates of divine blessings will open for you. Here's a powerful truth. Success is a byproduct of purpose. When you are living in alignment with God's will for your life, your efforts are blessed, multiplied, and directed toward your true calling. God doesn't bless us with success simply for personal gain. No, His blessings are meant to equip us to do something bigger, to make a positive impact, to live out our purpose, and to help others. Your wealth and success are part of a divine cycle. As you prosper, you can pour into others. It's not just about what you can gain, It's about what you can give. This idea of wealth and success being tied to purpose is not new. The Bible is full of examples of God blessing his chosen people. Consider the story of Joseph in the Bible. Despite being sold into slavery by his brothers, Joseph remained faithful to his calling. God prospered him wherever he went, and eventually, Joseph became the second most powerful man in Egypt. Why? Because he understood that his circumstances didn't define him, his divine calling did. Joseph's success came as a result of his alignment with God's plan, not just because of his hard work. In the same way, your wealth and success will manifest not from chance, but from the divine purpose that has been written for your life. The desires in your heart, your ambitions, your dreams, your goals are not random. They are whispers of God's purpose for you. And as you step into that purpose, you will see the doors of success and prosperity open wide. I want you to take a moment and reflect on your life. Think about the dreams you've had, the goals you've set, and the challenges you've faced. Do you believe that those dreams were placed in your heart by God? Do you trust that the obstacles you've overcome are leading you to something greater? The key to unlocking your divine wealth and success lies in your ability to trust the process and recognize God's favor over your life. Now, let's get real. Are you ready to step into your divine purpose? Are you ready to embrace the wealth and success that come from walking in alignment with God's will? I'm not talking about mere material success here. I'm talking about true prosperity, the kind that fulfills you spiritually, emotionally, and financially. The kind that allows you to live out your full potential, serving others and making a lasting impact in the world. If you're ready to embrace your destiny, to claim the wealth and success that are rightfully yours, then it's time to make the decision to live in alignment with God's plan. Your destiny is calling, and the doors to wealth and success are wide open for you. This introduction sets the stage for understanding how wealth and success are not random or purely based on luck, but are rooted in your divine calling and purpose. The audience is invited to reflect on their divine favor and readiness to embrace their true calling, setting the tone for the rest of the script. Let me know if you need any further adjustments or expansions. Do you believe that your wealth is connected to something greater than just your work, your talent, or your effort? What if I told you that your financial success, your true, lasting wealth, is a reflection of your divine purpose? Wealth, when aligned with God's plan, is not just about accumulating riches. It's about fulfilling the unique role you were born to play in His grand design. This is the deeper truth we must grasp. The wealth you are destined for is not just material, but spiritual as well. And when you live in alignment with your divine purpose, both the material and spiritual aspects of prosperity will begin to flow into your life. Think about it for a moment. If your life has been marked by struggle, by trying to push through barriers on your own, there may be a key reason why. You may not yet be fully aligned with the unique purpose God has for you. Purpose is the foundation upon which everything else is built: wealth, success, fulfillment, peace, and joy. When you begin to align your efforts with your divine calling, everything changes. Success and prosperity are not the things you chase, they are the things that chase you. Let's take a deeper dive into this understanding and see how divine purpose and wealth are connected. What does this alignment look like, and how can you step into this powerful truth? The idea of prosperity can be overwhelming. Society often defines wealth as money, assets, or physical possessions. However, true wealth is so much more than material success. It's a reflection of your ability to step into God's divine plan for your life, bringing you peace, contentment, joy, and a deep sense of fulfillment. Consider the words of the famous verse in Matthew 6:33. But seek first the kingdom of God and His righteousness, and all these things will be added to you. The message is simple, but profound. When you align yourself with God's will for your life, seeking His kingdom first, everything you need, including wealth, will be added to you. This is not a promise that wealth will come by chance or mere effort, but rather, through divine alignment. Now, let's explore this deeper. True wealth comes when you understand that God's plan for your life isn't just about material success, but about becoming who you were created to be, fulfilling the role He has ordained for you. And it is in this alignment, this purposeful living, that prosperity follows. The wealth you're destined to experience is, in a sense, a byproduct of living in alignment with God's purpose. As you focus on fulfilling your divine purpose, your ability to attract prosperity increases. Your purpose is a seed, and your wealth is the harvest, an inevitable outcome of walking in your calling. God's plan for you has always included abundance. Prosperity isn't about accumulating more for yourself, it's about being a steward of what God has given you, using it to fulfill your divine calling and to serve others. The wealth and success that flow into your life are a reflection of your obedience to that call. When you step into your purpose, when you serve God and others, prosperity follows naturally. Consider this. True wealth is not just material riches, it's a mindset. An understanding that when you serve God's purpose, prosperity will follow you. Wealth in this context becomes an overflow of your alignment with God's plan. It is the fruit of your purpose. As you begin to live in alignment with your divine calling, wealth, true, abundant wealth, becomes a natural outgrowth of your obedience. When you look at the lives of people who have aligned with their purpose and found extraordinary success, it's clear that the principles of divine purpose and prosperity go hand in hand. Let's take a closer look at some examples of people who exemplified this principle. Oprah's story is a perfect example of how aligning with God's purpose leads to wealth. From a challenging and often tumultuous childhood, Oprah grew into a powerhouse of influence and success. Her life's work has been dedicated to inspiring others, teaching empowerment, and fostering personal growth. Her wealth did not come by accident, it came as a result of her commitment to her purpose. Oprah once said, "The way through the challenge is to get still and ask yourself, what is the next right move, the next right decision?" She sought God's guidance in her work and used her platform to inspire and elevate others, which brought not only immense wealth, but spiritual fulfillment as well. Her wealth is a direct result of her devotion to her purpose, to uplift others and share her truth. Oprah's story teaches us that when you align with your purpose, when you fulfill the calling God has placed on your life, prosperity will find you. Elon Musk, the founder of Tesla and SpaceX, is another example of someone whose wealth is directly linked to his divine calling. Musk's vision for the future of space exploration and sustainable energy has driven him to immense financial success. His purpose goes beyond just building companies or becoming wealthy. His ultimate goal is to improve the human race's ability to survive and thrive on Earth and beyond. Musk has faced setbacks, criticism, and doubts, but he has never wavered from his calling. His wealth is the result of his unwavering focus on his purpose. He's created companies that are solving real-world problems, making life better for others, and this commitment has propelled him to unimaginable success. Musk's story teaches us that when you are driven by a higher purpose, wealth becomes a tool for greater good. The more aligned you are with your purpose, the more wealth will follow. Let's turn to one of the most powerful examples of divine purpose and prosperity. Joseph, the son of Jacob, whose story can be found in Genesis. Joseph was sold into slavery by his brothers, wrongly accused, and imprisoned for years. But through it all, Joseph held on to his faith and his belief in God's divine plan. He never lost sight of his purpose. God used Joseph's position in Pharaoh's court to save not only Egypt, but also Joseph's own family and the nation of Israel. His wealth and position in Egypt came not by chance, but because he remained faithful to God's purpose for his life. Joseph's success was rooted in his divine calling. When you remain faithful, even through hardships, God will use your position to bless others and bring you into abundance. Joseph's story proves that wealth is not just about what we accumulate, it's about fulfilling God's plan, and through that, the overflow of blessings. Let's visualize this process. Think of your purpose as a seed that God has planted in your heart. That seed represents your calling, the unique role you are meant to fulfill on this earth. When you begin to walk in your purpose, when you sow into God's plan for your life, you are planting that seed. This seed doesn't grow overnight, but as you nurture it with faith, hard work, prayer, and obedience, it begins to sprout. But here's the key. The harvest doesn't just represent your success. It represents the fulfillment of God's plan. The harvest is a reflection of how well you followed God's direction, worked diligently in His purpose, and trusted that the abundance will come. Wealth is a natural byproduct of this alignment, and just as a tree bears fruit, so too does your purpose bear prosperity. Think of it as a farmer tending to their crops. The farmer must water, fertilize, and protect the seed. But in the end, God provides the increase. Similarly, as you walk in your divine purpose, you will reap the rewards of that effort not only financially but spiritually and emotionally as well. Your purpose is the seed, and the wealth you are destined to receive is the harvest. Now, let's take this understanding and apply it to your life. The wealth you're destined for is already on its way to you, but it requires you to align your daily actions with your purpose. It's not enough to simply wish for success or wealth. You must actively step into your divine calling. Here's your action step. Every day, take one deliberate step toward fulfilling your divine purpose. Whether that's through prayer, setting goals, working toward a dream, or helping others begin to align your thoughts, actions, and goals with God's plan for your life. Ask yourself daily, am I fulfilling the purpose God has placed in my heart? If the answer is yes, you are planting that seed. And as you continue to walk in faith, trust that your harvest, your wealth, and success will come in its own time. God's timing is perfect, and when you walk in alignment with your purpose, He will ensure that you receive everything He has promised. This section has laid the foundation for understanding how divine purpose and wealth are intricately connected. True wealth comes not from luck, but from fulfilling the purpose God has for your life. When you walk in alignment with that purpose, the prosperity you seek will naturally follow. When you think about the most successful people you know, both in your life and in history, what do they have in common? Is it their wealth, their network, their intelligence, or something else? At the heart of every great achievement, every success story, you'll find one key element: mindset. The mindset of those who are chosen by God is not the same as those who merely stumble upon success. Those who are destined for greatness don't just work hard, they work smart, with purpose, focus, and above all, with a mindset that attracts abundance. They walk in faith, they are full of gratitude, and they have an unwavering belief that God's promises will come to fruition in their lives. This mindset is what sets them apart, and it's also the key that will unlock the door to your success. Wealth and success aren't purely about the amount of work you put in, the number of hours you work, or the skills you've developed. They're deeply tied to your mindset, the way you think, the way you perceive your potential, and how you view the world. If your mindset is one of scarcity, doubt, and fear, then success will feel distant, always just out of reach. But if your mindset is one of abundance, faith, and gratitude, success and wealth will follow you wherever you go. It all starts with how you think. When your thoughts are aligned with God's purpose for you, when your mind is focused on possibility, abundance, and divine favor, you begin to unlock doors of opportunity that were once closed. Those who are chosen to receive wealth don't focus on what they lack. Instead, they focus on what they have: their gifts, talents, and God's promises, and they understand that the universe will provide when they are in alignment with their divine calling. If you've been feeling like success is always slipping through your fingers, like you've been struggling to break free from financial stress, or like you just can't seem to make the breakthrough, it's time for a mindset shift. Success is not just for a select few, it's available for you too. But you must believe it. You must change your thinking. You must walk into the abundance that God has promised. And that begins with a shift in how you view yourself and your potential. You are not where you are by accident, and you certainly didn't arrive at this moment without a purpose. God has designed you for success, not just in material wealth, but in spiritual, emotional, and physical prosperity. But the real reason you are destined for success is your mindset. If your mind is aligned with the truth that you are chosen for greatness, you will begin to see opportunities open up that you never thought possible. Your thoughts shape your reality. The way you view challenges, opportunities, and yourself determines whether you move forward or remain stuck. Think about the story of David and Goliath. David, a young shepherd boy, was faced with the seemingly impossible task of defeating the mighty Goliath, a warrior that struck fear into the hearts of even the strongest men in Israel. But David didn't see himself as weak, nor did he view Goliath as unbeatable. David's mindset was one of faith and divine purpose. He saw his victory as inevitable because he knew that God had already equipped him for the task at hand. It wasn't his size, strength, or weapons that won the battle. It was his mindset, rooted in faith and confidence in God's promises. David knew he was chosen, and that made all the difference. Your mindset can be just as powerful. When you shift from thinking, "I'm not good enough," or "I don't have what it takes," to "I am chosen for greatness," you unlock a new level of power. Wealth and success aren't just about physical effort, they are tied to the divine favor that you carry. Your mindset is the key to unlocking that favor. Faith is the foundation of the mindset of the chosen. When you believe in God's promises, your mindset becomes unstoppable. Success is no longer a matter of chance or coincidence. It becomes a matter of divine certainty. Faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. Hebrews 11:1. When you walk in faith, you are walking in the belief that God has already provided everything you need to succeed. Wealth and success are no longer abstract concepts. They are a reality you are moving toward because you believe God has already set the path before you. Faith unlocks your mind and spirit to receive everything God has for you. It opens your heart to see opportunities that were once hidden and gives you the courage to act on them. Without faith, wealth will always feel out of reach. But with faith, it becomes inevitable. The true wealth that you are destined for can't be achieved by hard work alone. It requires you to trust in God's plan. When you step out in faith, not knowing exactly how things will unfold, but trusting that they will, you create a flow of prosperity that is not limited by your understanding. You are not bound by earthly limitations when you believe in divine provision. Let's take a moment to look at real-life examples of people who embraced faith, shifted their mindset, and walked into their wealth. These individuals didn't become successful by chance. They did so because they were aligned with their divine purpose and they believed in the abundance that God had prepared for them. Oprah Winfrey is one of the most successful and influential figures of our time, but her journey to success was anything but easy. Oprah was born into poverty, facing countless hardships, including abuse and rejection. But through it all, she maintained an unshakable belief that she was destined for greatness. Oprah's mindset was rooted in her faith that she could break the cycle of poverty, not through her own abilities alone, but through the divine favor of God. She didn't just rely on hard work, she relied on the promise that she was chosen to rise above her circumstances. She has openly shared how faith, determination, and a mindset of gratitude helped her overcome barriers and eventually build a media empire. Oprah's success wasn't random, it was the result of her divine calling and mindset, which she nurtured through faith. Elon Musk, the visionary behind companies like Tesla and SpaceX, is another example of someone whose success was not solely about luck or intelligence, but about an unwavering belief in his purpose. Musk's mindset was one of faith in his vision to change the world, whether through sustainable energy or space exploration. Despite early failures, financial struggles, and near bankruptcy, Musk pressed on because he knew his purpose aligned with a greater good. Musk didn't just create wealth for himself, he used his innovations to serve a higher purpose, ultimately transforming industries and creating massive wealth in the process. His mindset of faith, optimism, and commitment to his divine purpose was integral to his prosperity. The story of Joseph in the Bible provides another profound example of how mindset and divine purpose go hand in hand. Joseph faced betrayal by his brothers, slavery, and imprisonment. Yet, through each trial, he maintained his faith and belief in his purpose. Joseph believed that his circumstances didn't define him. He believed his purpose was divine, and he knew he would rise to a position of influence. Ultimately, Joseph became second in command in Egypt, and through his faith, he saved an entire nation. Joseph's mindset and faith in God's plan allowed him to thrive despite his hardships. He trusted that his divine purpose would be fulfilled, and that faith led him to wealth, power, and success. His story demonstrates how faith, aligned with God's purpose, can turn the darkest of situations into prosperity. Now that we've explored the power of mindset and faith, let's take action. It's time to begin aligning your daily actions with the divine purpose God has for you. Your wealth and success are directly tied to your alignment with your calling. The first step is to meditate on abundance, not just material wealth, but the abundance of peace, love, and opportunities that God has in store for you. Each morning, remind yourself of God's promises for your life. Declare out loud that you are walking in your divine purpose and that you are ready to receive the prosperity that comes with it. Take intentional steps each day to serve others, to step forward in faith, and to trust that everything you need to succeed will be provided. It's time to shift your mindset. Stop doubting your ability to succeed. Start believing that your success is inevitable, not because of your own strength, but because you are walking in God's plan. When you align yourself with divine purpose, your mindset will shift from scarcity to abundance, and success will follow. In this section, we've explored how mindset is the key to unlocking the wealth and success you are destined for. Wealth is not just about accumulating material goods, it's about aligning your life with your divine calling and purpose. When you walk in faith, trust God's promises, and embrace your divine purpose, wealth follows naturally. Let's continue walking this journey, shifting our mindset to receive the abundance God has promised. When we think about success and wealth, it's easy to assume that it simply falls into the hands of those who are fortunate or lucky. We often hear stories of people who suddenly make millions or receive extraordinary opportunities seemingly out of nowhere. But the truth is, wealth and success don't just appear out of thin air. They require effort, planning, and most importantly, faith in action. Success doesn't come by just wishing for it. It comes through the dedication to align your actions with your divine purpose and putting in the work to see it unfold. It's often said that faith without works is dead, James 2:26. And this is just as true when it comes to achieving the wealth and success you are destined for. God has equipped you with everything you need to succeed, but you must also be willing to take the steps necessary to build your future. Faith is the foundation, but hard work and preparation are the tools you will use to construct your dream life. Imagine that success is like building a house. God has provided you with the blueprint, the divine purpose and calling for your life. This blueprint is the vision, the direction you need to follow, but the actual construction, the effort, the planning, the sweat, is up to you. Just as a builder must gather materials, lay the foundation, and work tirelessly to complete a house, you too must put in the hard work to manifest your dreams. God's favor and purpose are essential in this journey, but even with divine guidance, the house of success can't be built if you don't take the necessary steps. Planning, persistence, and consistent effort are what bring that vision into reality. It's easy to get frustrated if things don't happen immediately, but remember that God's timing is perfect, and when you combine your hard work with His guidance, success is inevitable. The key to unlocking your divine destiny is the marriage of faith and work. Faith in God's promises will give you the strength to keep moving forward, even when the road is tough, while your hard work will put that faith into action. Wealth and success don't just fall from the sky, they are created by consistent effort and preparation that aligns with God's plan for your life. Let's think about this in practical terms. If you've been praying for a breakthrough or for success in your business, your career, or any other area, you need to take the necessary actions to see that prayer come to fruition. God has given you the tools, the talents, and the opportunities, but you must step out in faith and take action. You cannot wait passively for success to come knocking at your door. For instance, if you are praying for financial stability, it's important to plan, budget, save, and invest wisely to put the effort into managing your finances in alignment with the blessings God has promised. If you are praying for success in your career, you must take the necessary steps to develop your skills, seek opportunities, and work diligently. Hard work, paired with prayer, will open doors that you never thought possible. God has always been a God of action. From the very beginning, when He created the heavens and the earth, He worked tirelessly to bring His plan to life. We were created in His image. And just as God took action to create the world, we too must take action to bring our dreams to fruition. Your faith in God and your efforts combined are the keys to unlocking the fullness of your success. Imagine you are standing in front of an empty plot of land, a beautiful piece of property with limitless potential. God has given you the blueprint, a divine vision for your life and your success. But that blueprint is just the beginning. To make that vision a reality, you must put in the hard work. It's like building a house from scratch. The foundation needs to be laid, the walls need to be built, and the roof needs to be placed before you can move in. In the same way, success doesn't happen overnight. You must first prepare the ground. This means setting goals, developing the right mindset, and learning the skills you need. Then, you begin the process of laying down the bricks of hard work. Each brick represents a step you take towards your goal. Working late nights, studying, sacrificing comfort, learning new skills, and staying disciplined. As you continue to lay brick after brick, working day by day, the house begins to take shape. What was once just a plot of land becomes a beautiful home, a representation of your hard work, your dedication, and your faith. This is how wealth and success are built. It's not about waiting for a miracle to happen. It's about taking the vision God has given you and working to bring it to life, step by step, with unwavering faith. One of the most powerful parables in the Bible that illustrates the importance of hard work and preparation is the parable of the talents, Matthew 25-14:30. In this story, a master entrusts his servants with different amounts of money, referred to as talents, giving each one a specific responsibility. The servants who worked diligently with what was entrusted to them were rewarded with more. The servant who buried his talent in the ground, out of fear or laziness, was rebuked and lost even what he had. This parable underscores a crucial truth. God expects us to take action with what He has given us. He gives us talents, gifts, and opportunities, and it is our responsibility to use them wisely, working diligently, and preparing for the future He has planned. The servants who worked hard and made wise investments with their talents were entrusted with even greater things. Likewise, when we invest in ourselves, through education, developing our skills, serving others, and taking action, we position ourselves for the wealth and success that God desires to give us. God's blessing doesn't come by sitting idly or waiting for opportunities to fall into your lap. It comes from using what you've been given, doing the hard work of building, learning, and growing. The more you work with faith, the greater the rewards. Wealth and success, just like the talents in the parable, are a reflection of our ability to steward what God has given us. The Bible isn't the only place we see the connection between hard work and prosperity. Let's look at some real-life examples of people who embodied this principle and worked tirelessly to achieve their wealth and success. Thomas Edison, one of the greatest inventors in history, is a perfect example of someone who achieved extraordinary wealth and success through relentless work and preparation. Edison faced many struggles and failures on his journey to success. In fact, he was once told that he was too stupid to learn anything, but he didn't let that deter him. Edison's mindset was rooted in the belief that every failure was a step closer to success. He worked tirelessly in his laboratory, testing thousands of materials before discovering the right filament for the light bulb. Edison's work ethic and belief in his purpose led him to create over 1,000 patents, including the invention of the light bulb, the phonograph, and the motion picture camera. Edison's wealth didn't come by accident. It was the result of his commitment to his purpose and the hard work he put in every single day. He demonstrated that hard work is essential to manifesting your divine calling and unlocking the prosperity that follows. Henry Ford's success also demonstrates the importance of hard work and preparation. Ford revolutionized the automobile industry by creating the first mass-produced car, the Model T. Ford didn't just have a dream. He worked tirelessly to develop a process that would make cars affordable and accessible to the masses. He faced challenges, competitors, and initial failures, but he never gave up. Ford's wealth came as a result of his perseverance, vision, and commitment to hard work. Ford once said, "If you think you can do a thing, or think you can't do a thing, you're right." His belief in his own purpose and the unrelenting work he put in to achieve it changed the world and made him one of the wealthiest men of his time. Now that you understand the importance of hard work and preparation, it's time to take action. Success doesn't just happen. It requires intentional, consistent effort. So, here's your action step. Commit to daily actions that align with your divine purpose. Whether it's working toward a specific goal, learning new skills, improving your health, or building your business, take at least one intentional step every day to move forward. The more you commit to building, the closer you get to the success God has already planned for you. Set clear goals. Write down your vision and break it down into actionable steps. Work daily toward those goals. No matter how small the step, take action every day. Prepare for the future. Learn, grow, and seek opportunities to improve. Stay disciplined. Consistency is key. Trust the process and keep moving forward, even when things get tough. As you take these steps, trust that God is guiding your efforts, and the wealth and success that are part of your divine purpose will begin to unfold. The journey may be long, but every step is leading you closer to your destiny. In the pursuit of wealth and success, there is one profound truth that many often overlook. Giving is the divine principle that unlocks a flow of blessings and prosperity. The concept of prosperity through generosity is not just a suggestion from God, it is a command that leads to a deeper, more meaningful connection with His divine purpose for our lives. The wealth and success you are destined for aren't just for you to hoard, they are meant to be shared, used to bless others, and create a ripple effect of good in the world. When we give, whether through our time, resources, or talents, we align ourselves with God's will. We open ourselves up to a flow of blessings that will not only benefit us, but also touch the lives of those around us. Generosity is the key that opens the door to both divine abundance and the fulfillment of our purpose. God does not bless us just to keep the blessing for ourselves. He blesses us so that we can bless others. This principle, the law of giving and receiving, is a powerful force that leads to both spiritual and material prosperity. But to truly understand the depth of this spiritual law, we must first explore how giving aligns us with God's will and how it unlocks the pathway to prosperity in all areas of our lives. The act of giving is not simply a charitable action. It is a divine investment that activates the abundant flow of blessings into our lives. When we give, we align our hearts with God's nature, for He is the ultimate giver. From the very beginning of creation, God has demonstrated the principle of giving. He gave life, He gave His only Son, and He continues to bless us with more than we could ever ask for. When we mirror His generosity, we enter into a divine flow that leads to abundance. But this flow is not just about receiving material wealth, it is about creating a cycle of blessings that flows outward, touching the lives of others and bringing glory to God. When we give, we are sowing seeds that will eventually come back to us, but not just in the form of money. Giving brings spiritual richness, peace, joy, and fulfillment that far outweigh any material success. Jesus himself spoke about this in Acts 20:35, where he said, "It is more blessed to give than to receive." This is a powerful reminder that giving, especially when done selflessly and out of love, opens up the floodgates of blessings. True prosperity is not just about accumulation, it is about creating a ripple effect of good in the world. Consider this: when you give, you are participating in the divine flow of prosperity that God has designed. You are becoming a vessel through which His blessings can reach others, and in turn, God blesses you abundantly. Your generosity becomes a channel through which God's love and provision flow into the world. This principle applies not only to finances but also to your time, energy, and skills. Whatever you give, God will multiply it and return it to you in ways that exceed your expectations. One of the core principles that aligns with the law of giving is this: God blesses us not for us to hold on to wealth and success, but to pass it on. The wealth that comes into your life is a tool to help others and to advance God's kingdom here on earth. It is not a blessing meant to be hoarded. It is a blessing meant to be shared. Consider the story of the Good Samaritan, Luke 10:25-37. This man, though a stranger, demonstrated compassion and generosity towards someone in need, even at his own expense. His actions of giving were not about receiving praise or reward, they were about selflessly serving others, and in doing so, he fulfilled God's law of love. Similarly, the wealth and success you receive are meant to empower you to serve others, to help those in need, to support the work of the kingdom, and to bring transformation wherever you go. Think of your wealth as a tool for God's work, an instrument that can be used to bring light into dark places, feed the hungry, provide for the needy, and bless the lives of those around you. God's ultimate goal for you is not just to experience material success, but to use that success to spread His love and help others realize their divine purpose. We often measure success by the accumulation of wealth, but true success, in God's eyes, comes from how we use that wealth. What you do with the wealth you've been given, how you distribute it, how you bless others with it, determines whether you continue to receive it. God is looking for faithful stewards who understand that everything they have comes from Him and is meant to be used for His glory. As you journey towards the wealth and success that is divinely designed for you, there will inevitably be obstacles that arise. These barriers may come in many forms, whether they are external challenges or internal struggles, such as limiting beliefs, fear, or generational curses that have been passed down through your family. But here's the truth: the challenges you face are not meant to stop you. They are meant to shape you, strengthen you, and prepare you for the greatness that lies ahead. Every obstacle is an opportunity to build strength, faith, and resilience. You were chosen for success, and your destiny is greater than any obstacle in your path. God has equipped you with everything you need to overcome these barriers. It's just a matter of recognizing them, facing them head on, and taking intentional action to break free from the cycles that seek to keep you stuck. Whether it's generational poverty, negative self-talk, fear of failure, or any other challenge, God is calling you to break free from these barriers and step into the abundant life He has promised you. Imagine you are climbing a mountain. You've set your eyes on the summit, the wealth, success, and purpose that God has promised you. But as you climb, you encounter obstacles, loose rocks, steep cliffs, and paths that are harder than you anticipated. It would be easy to give up, to turn back, or to let fear paralyze you. But these obstacles are not meant to stop you. They are meant to test your resolve, to build your character, and to strengthen your faith. The challenges you face are a part of the process, not signs that you're on the wrong path. Every successful person, especially those who have been called by God, faces difficulties along the way. It is through overcoming these challenges that you develop the resilience, strength, and perseverance required to handle the blessings that come with your success. When we read the stories of biblical heroes, we see this truth reflected time and time again. God never promised an easy journey, but He did promise that He would be with us every step of the way, guiding us and equipping us to overcome. When we confront our challenges with faith and perseverance, we become stronger and more capable of handling the abundant blessings God has in store for us. It is easy to feel overwhelmed when you encounter barriers that seem insurmountable. But let me tell you this: your destiny is far greater than your obstacles. Your divine calling, the wealth and success that you are destined for, cannot be hindered by anything that comes your way. It may feel as though you're stuck, or that the same struggles keep coming back. But I promise you, these barriers are temporary. The key to breaking through these obstacles lies in shifting your mindset. You must recognize that the limitations you feel are often self-imposed. The negative cycles you've inherited, whether through your family, your upbringing, or past experiences, do not have to define your future. You have the power to break free from them. One of the most powerful examples in the Bible of overcoming obstacles and breaking free from bondage is the story of the Israelites. After years of suffering in Egypt, enslaved by Pharaoh, they were called by God to step out of their bondage and into the Promised Land, a land flowing with milk and honey, God's blessing for them. But it wasn't easy. The Israelites faced numerous obstacles: Pharaoh's army chasing them, a vast desert, and doubts about whether they would ever see the land God had promised them. They struggled with fear, frustration, and even a lack of faith at times. But God led them step by step, providing for them every single day, guiding them through the desert and showing them that no obstacle was too great when they trusted in His plan. When they finally reached the Promised Land, they had to fight for it. They faced even more challenges. But because they had overcome their fears and trusted God, they were able to possess the land He had given them. The same applies to your journey. The obstacles and barriers you face today are not the end of your story. They are part of the process that will refine you, strengthen you, and prepare you for the wealth and success God has already promised. The Israelites' journey from slavery to freedom is one of the most profound examples of breaking through barriers. When they were enslaved in Egypt, their minds and spirits were shackled by years of hardship and oppression. Yet, God called them to something greater: freedom, prosperity, and a future of blessing. As they left Egypt, the obstacles seemed insurmountable. The Red Sea stood in front of them, and Pharaoh's army was closing in behind them. But God parted the sea, allowing the Israelites to walk through on dry ground. This miraculous event wasn't just a display of God's power, it was a demonstration that no obstacle could stand in the way of His promises. Once in the wilderness, they faced hunger, thirst, and uncertainty. But God provided for them every step of the way, sending manna from heaven and water from rocks. Even in the wilderness, God was preparing them for the blessings that lay ahead. The Israelites' journey was not easy. They faced battles, doubts, and setbacks. But God's promise to them remained. The land they were to enter would be their inheritance, and they did. They overcame their fears and doubts, fought battles, and finally entered the Promised Land, where they prospered. This story serves as a powerful reminder for us all. Your breakthrough, your wealth, and your success are waiting for you on the other side of your obstacles. Your obstacles are not a sign that you won't succeed, they are the refining process that will prepare you for what's ahead. Let's bring this concept into the modern world. Consider the example of Oprah Winfrey, who grew up in extreme poverty, facing neglect, abuse, and numerous hardships. Oprah's background could have easily been an obstacle that defined her life, limiting her opportunities and keeping her stuck in a cycle of poverty. But Oprah chose not to be defined by her past. She made a decision to shift her mindset to believe that she was destined for something greater. Oprah overcame generational poverty by working hard, staying faithful to her vision, and trusting that her success was part of a divine plan. She didn't let her circumstances define her future. She broke free from the cycle and built an empire. Oprah's story is a testament to the fact that no matter where you come from, your destiny is not limited by your past. She broke free from the barriers of her upbringing, and as a result, she became one of the wealthiest and most influential women in the world. Oprah's wealth didn't just come from her hard work. It came from her faith in God's promises, her belief in her own purpose, and her willingness to break free from the generational curses of poverty and despair. Now, it's time to look at your own life. What are the barriers standing in the way of your success? Are they external challenges, like lack of resources, opportunities, or support? Or are they internal struggles, limiting beliefs, fears, or generational cycles that have kept you in a state of stagnation? Take some time to reflect on these questions. Here's your action step. Identify the obstacles you're facing right now, both internal and external. Write them down, and next to each obstacle, write down how it can be overcome by faith and action. Pray for strength and guidance to break free from these barriers. Set clear, specific goals to move forward, one step at a time. Align your actions with God's purpose for your life, and trust that, just like the Israelites, you will cross through the obstacles into the land of abundance and success. Remember, your destiny is greater than any obstacle. You have been chosen for success, and with God's guidance, no barrier will be able to hold you back. Trust in the process, keep moving forward in faith, and break free from the chains that have held you back. Your wealth and success are waiting for you on the other side. As we come to the end of this journey together, I want to leave you with one powerful, undeniable truth. The wealth and success you are destined for are already within reach. Yes, you've heard it right. They are not out of your grasp or hidden behind some distant goal, waiting for a moment that may never come. Your wealth is waiting for you to claim it. All that is required is for you to walk into it with faith, determination, and action. Everything that you need, every blessing, every resource, every opportunity, has already been set in motion by God. You are chosen for greatness, and your divine purpose is already unfolding, whether you see it yet or not. You are not on this path by accident. You have been called, equipped, and empowered to walk into your success. Now is the time to step into the fullness of what God has promised you. The question is, will you take that step? God has already given you the keys to the kingdom. The wealth you are destined for is not something that will randomly fall into your lap. It is the result of your faith and your willingness to walk in divine alignment with your purpose. But you must take action. Faith is the foundation, but action is what builds the structure that holds it all together. Every day that you wake up is an opportunity to walk closer to the abundant life that God has promised you. Your destiny is not something that will just happen on its own. It requires your active participation, your commitment, your perseverance. This is not a passive life you are meant to live. It is one of purpose, action, and growth. When you choose to move forward in faith, trusting that God has already set everything in motion, the doors of prosperity and success will begin to swing wide open. We've explored how God's divine purpose for your life aligns with the wealth and success He has planned for you. We've discussed how hard work, faith, preparation, and generosity all play their part in the unfolding of your destiny. But the most crucial aspect now is this: your action. No more waiting for the perfect moment or the right opportunity. The time is now. You are standing at the threshold of your divine destiny, and everything you've worked for, prayed for, and hoped for is within your reach. The wealth and success you desire are waiting for you to step into them. You might have doubts. You might wonder, am I truly worthy of this success? You might feel overwhelmed by the obstacles, the doubts, or the challenges in your life. But hear me now. You are chosen. Your divine purpose is already unfolding before you, and your wealth is part of that journey. God does not call the qualified. He qualifies the called. You have been equipped with everything you need to succeed. The wealth and success you are destined for aren't just about personal gain. They are part of God's grand plan to bless you, to elevate you, and to use your success for His glory. In the book of Ephesians 1:18, it says, I pray that the eyes of your heart may be enlightened, in order that you may know the hope to which He has called you, the riches of His glorious inheritance in His holy people. Your inheritance is not just spiritual, It is also financial, emotional, and relational. It is part of your divine calling. You are already walking in your divine purpose, whether you see it clearly now or not. Your success is tied to your obedience to God's calling, to the steps you take in faith, to the work you put in to fulfill His plan. The wealth that awaits you is a byproduct of your obedience and your faithfulness to the purpose He has entrusted to you. But it's up to you to claim it. As you move forward in your life, I challenge you to step boldly into the calling that God has placed on your life. Trust in His guidance, knowing that He has already gone before you and paved the way. You may not see all the details right now, but trust that God's timing is perfect. Your prosperity is not just about what you can accumulate, but how you can use it to serve others. Wealth is not an end in itself. It is a tool for fulfilling your divine purpose. As you continue your journey, remember to be generous, whether it's with your finances, your time, or your talents. Generosity is the key to unlocking greater blessings, for as you give, it will be given back to you, pressed down, shaken together, and running over. So, here's your call to action. Commit today to take action in faith. Start walking toward your dreams, step by step. Break free from any doubt or fear that has held you back. Begin your day by setting clear, actionable goals that align with your divine purpose. Take intentional steps each day to build the foundation of your success. Pray for guidance, work with diligence, and give generously as God leads you. Know that with each step you take in faith, you are bringing your divine destiny closer to reality. Remember, the wealth and success you are destined for are waiting for you. They are not far off. They are already part of God's plan for you. All that is left for you to do is walk in faith and claim what is already yours. The wealth and success you are destined for are within your reach, waiting for you to claim them. Step into your divine destiny, knowing that you are called, equipped, and blessed to walk in abundance. Trust God, take action, and know that your divine purpose will lead you to prosperity. The journey won't always be easy, but remember, you are chosen, and your future is bright with the promise of success and abundance. Let this be the moment you step into your wealth and success, knowing that it has always been part of God's divine plan for you. It's time to claim it. Lord, we thank you for the wealth and success you have prepared for us. We trust that your timing is perfect and that you are guiding us to our divine purpose. Help us to overcome any doubts, break free from barriers, and walk boldly into the future you have for us. May we step into the abundance that you have promised, knowing that it is part of your divine plan. Give us the strength to work diligently, the wisdom to make the right decisions, and the generosity to bless others with the success you provide. In Jesus' name, amen. Your success is tied to your obedience to God's calling, to the steps you take in faith, to the work you put in to fulfill His plan. The wealth that awaits you is a byproduct of your obedience and your faithfulness to the purpose He has entrusted to you. But it's up to you to claim it. As you move forward in your life, I challenge you to step boldly into the calling that God has placed on your life. Trust in His guidance, knowing that He has already gone before you and paved the way. You may not see all the details right now, but trust that God's timing is perfect. Your prosperity is not just about what you can accumulate, but how you can use it to serve others. Wealth is not an end in itself. It is a tool for fulfilling your divine purpose. As you continue your journey, remember to be generous, whether it's with your finances, your time, or your talents. Generosity is the key to unlocking greater blessings, for as you give, it will be given back to you, pressed down, shaken together, and running over. So, here's your call to action. Commit today to take action in faith. Start walking toward your dreams, step by step. Break free from any doubt or fear that has held you back. Begin your day by setting clear, actionable goals that align with your divine purpose. Take intentional steps each day to build the foundation of your success. Pray for guidance, work with diligence, and give generously as God leads you. Know that with each step you take in faith, you are bringing your divine destiny closer to reality. Remember, the wealth and success you are destined for are waiting for you. They are not far off. They are already part of God's plan for you. All that is left for you to do is walk in faith and claim what is already yours. The wealth and success you are destined for are within your reach, waiting for you to claim them. Step into your divine destiny, knowing that you are called, equipped, and blessed to walk in abundance. Trust God, take action, and know that your divine purpose will lead you to prosperity. The journey won't always be easy, but remember, you are chosen, and your future is bright with the promise of success and abundance. Let this be the moment you step into your wealth and success, knowing that it has always been part of God's divine plan for you. It's time to claim it. Lord, we thank you for the wealth and success you have prepared for us. We trust that your timing is perfect and that you are guiding us to our divine purpose. Help us to overcome any doubts, break free from barriers, and walk boldly into the future you have for us. May we step into the abundance that you have promised, knowing that it is part of your divine plan. Give us the strength to work diligently, the wisdom to make the right decisions, and the generosity to bless others with the success you provide. In Jesus' name, amen.